and to stay away from anything that is going to weaken the military institution that has proven its loyalty to the country, and it's not in the hand of an individual or a party or a sect. Also, on this occasion, we extend our hands to all the countries, friendly and brotherly, especially the neighboring countries. We ask them, to build the best relation based on mutual respect and the lack of interference of internal affairs, and solve any problems through dialogue and peaceful means, and to strengthen the methods of cooperation that will serve the mutual interests of our people and countries.
باسمي ونيابة عن الحكومة
on behalf of me and the government,
لجميع أبناء الشعب
I would
العراقي
like to extend my congratulations to all the Iraqi people
الإنجاز الكبير الذي
for
يحسب
regaining
للشعب
the
العراقي
national sovereignty, and this will consider an occasion for all the Iraqi people. And I would like to take this opportunity to ask all members of the Iraqi people to preserve this national achievement by uniting our minds and to protect Iraq. And he is reading verses of the Quran. Also, I would like to thank my high appreciation to the high commitment that the United States has committed to by implementing the bilateral agreement that has signed between the countries. May God protect Iraq and its people.
عاش العراق حرا سيدا ومستقلا وكل عام وأنتم بخير والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank God for this.
شكرا لدولة رئيس الوزراء القائد العام للقوات المسلحة.
Mr. Prime Minister,
يتفضل الآن السيد جو بايدن نائب رئيس الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية لإلقاء كلمته بالمناسبة.
will speak.
It's an honor to stand here with President Talabani and Prime Minister Maliki. All of us are gathered here for the same reason. We're gathered here to thank the armed forces of Iraq and America and to honor your sacrifice, to honor your success as well as your commitment. I also want to say to my colleagues that not only have we worked together, but I consider each of you a friend. We have spent more time together than either of you ever anticipated, I expect. And I've come to respect you both and all my interlocutors here in Iraq. I also know you gentlemen will acknowledge that America sent you the very best our country has to offer. Our young men and women, about whom I'll say more in a moment, but also their leaders. Not only are Ambassador Jim Jeffries and General Lloyd Austin outstanding diplomats and an outstanding warrior, but they're outstanding men, and our country is extremely proud of you both. And I want to thank you both. I wish everyone out there watching this on television could see the view from the stage where I stand right now. This palace, a grotesque monument to a dictator's greed, is totally filled with American and Iraqi warriors who are bound together by a shared sacrifice in the service of both their countries. An appropriate use of this palace today. Here in Iraq, you warriors became partners and friends, and now, undeniably, brothers in arms. All of you sitting before me today have laid the foundation for a long-term strategic partnership between our nations, and also for an Iraq that against all odds can serve as a source of stability, not only for its people, but here in the region and for years to come. I think it's fair to say almost no one thought that was possible a few years ago. So on behalf of President Obama and the American people, let me say to both our armed forces today, thank you. Thank you for your heroic work that each and one of you has done to bring about this moment. Because of you, and there's no exaggeration to say that, because of you and the work of those of you in uniform have done, we are now able to end this war. This journey began, as referenced by the Prime Minister and the President, more than 8.5 years ago. March 19th, 2003 was a very uncertain time in both our countries. As a result of our joint efforts, we toppled a murderous dictator and, after a grave struggle, gave Iraq both the time and the space for a society that has long suffered, long been stifled. We gave it the time and the space to reconstitute a political culture based on free elections and the rule of law to take hold. Today, we come together at another moment of transition. In America and in Iraq, the tide of war is receding. And our relationship, born in the battlefield and long defined by the imperative of security alone, is now giving way to a new, more normal partnership between sovereign nations seeking to build a future together. President Obama and I came to office absolutely determined to bring this war to a responsible end and to keep the promise we made to the American people and the people of Iraq that we would meet our commitments. Mr. Prime Minister, as you have seen, we are doing just that. We kept our promise to remove all American troops from Iraqi cities. We kept our promise to end our combat mission last August and reduce our forces in Iraq to 50,000. And at the end of this month, we will keep our promise to remove our remaining troops from Iraq, which when we came to office numbered 140,000 American forces. Where I come from, where the President comes from, a promise made is a promise kept, and we are keeping our promise. At every step along the way, as the Prime Minister pointed out, there were skeptics. Skeptics who said, don't move too fast. What if the Iraqis aren't ready to take on this responsibility? But the Iraq security forces proved to be more than ready. You met the challenge. Throughout the downturn of United States forces and coalition forces, you kept your people safe. And violence has remained at its lowest level since 2003 because of you. So when President Obama and Prime Minister Maliki spoke this October the 21st, they were in total agreement on the way forward. They agreed that the end of this phase of our relationship would be marked by the start of a new chapter, a fresh start that the Iraqi people and the American people want and so richly deserve. I think the medal the Prime Minister is going to unveil later today has a perfect name, the Commitment Medal, because it speaks to our nation's enduring commitment to one another, even as the nature of our mutual relationship evolves. It commemorates our cooperation under the security agreement, which expires at the end